Okay. And I feel like this is what you've been having, this energy, this very winning energy that has is actually moving along with you into December. You guys have been able to collect on financial projects. You've been doing well in your career. Things have been working. Things have been, if things have been pretty shady for you or a little rocky, you're reaping the benefits. You've come a long way, and it feels so good with all this energy in the very beginning. The nine of Pentacles talks about a self-made woman. She has worked hard. She is now able to enjoy the fruits of her labor. That's why she's sitting here chilling with this bird at the top here. You know, she can concentrate on other things right now because she has money stacked up behind her, you know, but it wasn't easy. And that's the thing about, you know, this has taken years and a while to build, but it's worked for her, and she's being able to reap the benefits of this, you know. So that's a good place. You're feeling very comfortable. um in the middle of the week, you have the Six of Wands, and this, again, this is more positive energy. This is the victory card. You feel like you have done it, like we made it. Okay. And the thing about this is, you know it, and everybody else know it too. Look at all those people at the bottom. Everybody else sees it. I feel like a lot of you guys have a glow about you, have a look about you that just breathes confidence and astuteness, and um like, you just know that you are somebody. You feel worthy. I feel like at a point in time in your life, you didn't feel very worthy or deserving, and so this is a major victory now. And because you have these, you know, a lot of these good feelings and good emotions coming through, it's reflecting into your family life. Okay, with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands talks about you being able to build a foundation now because you've been able to save money, and you have the confidence that you need to move forward. With the Six of Wands, you can actually go and put that money down on that house that you want. You can go and pay that deposit and get that apartment that you want. You can go and do things for your family. You're feeling more secure. You're, especially for the men, you're feeling more secure in yourself as a man. For my male Sagittarius, okay? I definitely feel that. I'm so focused on, in this Four of Wands, I'm really focused on, my eye keeps going to this guy. I feel like there's been some Sagittariuses out there that, you know, just wasn't sure how this was going to work out. And even if you don't have a family, you're definitely feeling more confident within yourself as a man. It could definitely go for a woman too, because we did start off with the Nine of Pentacles. But either way, this is you guys. The wands represent fire signs. So it has awakened a driving force within you, which is very, very good. Okay. So that's the first week. Very good first week. Second week, you have the Five of Swords, the Devil card, and the Ace of Wands. What I feel like with the second week is, for one, I want you guys to take a notice to the backgrounds of each card for each week. Let me get my cards together. Hold on. Now, this first week in December, look how everything is like all peachy keen. You have flowers and trees and growth, and you know, things are growing and things are maturing. The second week, fire. You just have a lot of just intense energy coming in for the second week. Now, this is the thing, what I'm going to tell you about this energy that's coming in for the second week. Be mindful and stay humble. Okay? I'm going to say it again. Be mindful and stay humble. Because, again, you do not want this good energy. And I feel like you're basking in it, and that's okay. It's okay to feel good about yourself. You know, especially when you've come from a point where you hadn't been feeling all that good about yourself. And I feel like with this Devil card here right up under the Six of Wands, is that's where you've been. You know, you have been allowing You've been beating yourself up is what I see with this devil card. And then this, to me, is like a contrast. And so what I feel like it's telling you is maintain a balance in between this. Now, you don't keep refrain from feelings of pomp of being of coming off as being pompous. Refrain from coming off as being a hypocrite. Refrain from coming off as being overly self-righteous. Okay, because I feel like with these two cards together, it could really talk about a very self-righteous person, or it could be a person that, yeah, you know, you really forgot where you came from. Because again, with this Nine of Pentacles, this woman has worked. The Pentacles represent years. This is something that has been building and building and building, and you're finally being able to reap the benefits off of it. But once you get here, don't forget where you was down here. You know, now that you can eat steak and shrimp, don't forget all the days you had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You feel what I'm saying? Don't do that. And I feel like, you know, that's what this Five of Swords is talking about. You know, please, if you get into some conversations with some folks, please, 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 I cannot stress this enough. Please don't get into a conversation with someone and feel the need to start talking about the things that you have now or whatever, or, you know, don't brag is what I feel, or don't try to one up a person. That's a better way to say it. You know, don't do that, because this card talks about the Five of Swords. It's a situation where nobody wins. You know, this person may come off like they have it all. And, you know, I feel like, you know, he may come off like that, and he did some things to get, you know, he went the extra mile to get them. But is it really worth it? When you have, you know, you've hurt some souls back here. Some hearts have been hurt. Now, you know, some people will say, well, they hurt me. No, that's not the way to think about things, y'all. You gotta, sometimes you gotta be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying? So don't resort to saying anything that could really hurt to someone else's ego just because right now you're in a good spot. Because I'll be the first to tell you that, you know, all this good energy, everything that you worked for could definitely come out and be swiped away from you, because, you know, this was a blessing and this has been granted to you. You know, this is, things have come into fruition for you, and it's not even finished yet, because you have the Nine of Pentacles, but it won't get there if you're having a nasty attitude about it. Maybe this is a tester for you to see how well you can handle a little bit of success, how you handle victory. Maybe there's been an issue before in the past that you've gotten too big for your britches when you started to feel good on your own, and then you say, the hell with everybody else. Don't resort to that. That's why I say stay humble. Okay? So by the end of the week, the end of the 2 weeks, you have the Ace of Wands. And I feel like with the Ace of Wands, and let me just go back to these two cards here. You know, the Devil is a major arcana card. Definitely. But I feel like, you know, this is an underlying issue, and this is something that you're going to continue to work on. But I don't feel like you have so much good energy around. I feel like this energy will help to overcast the energy of the Devil, because this is talking about breaking bonds, breaking attachments. And I feel like that has been an issue for you in the past, is learning how to stay trying to be a little bit more humble and a little bit more appreciative of the good times when they come. You know, I just keep hearing, if you don't handle this right, it can be taken away from you. So, and I feel like that's serious. So, but by the end of the week, end of the 2 weeks, you have the Ace of Wands. And so again, with the wands, you have all of these wands in here. You have 3 wands, and you're a wand. You know, you're a fire sign. I feel like the intensity is going to, you're going to have some new energy coming in to keep you inspired. Okay? To keep you inspired, to keep you moving on in a more positive place. And which is good. You know, you may be if this is a business thing, you could definitely be thinking of branching out, or you may have a new concept that you're coming up with, or you could be introduced to, and you're going to be feeling pretty positive about that thing. Now, if I was to look at this from a relationship issue, or even something for someone who is single, it really does apply the same way. Is that you don't the overall theme is that you don't want to get too big for your britches. Yeah, you're feeling good right now, but also remember there was a time that you were feeling not so good. So if you and your mate have worked hard and y'all have worked through your issues, and you're in a very good spot at home. You actually at a point now where you love coming home. You may have been at a point where you just couldn't, like, you know what, I can't. Oh God, I think I'm gonna go grocery shopping because I don't want to go home. You know, if it's been that way, it's not gonna be like that now. You know what I'm saying? Keep it like that. Keep it like that. That should be your whole goal right now, is to keep this good flow of energy coming. How can you keep it steady? You know, don't result to little petty ass little arguments with them. Don't sit there and try to remind them, just because, now they got their shit together, you want to remind them, yeah, I remember when you used to do that. No, don't do that. I know it's easy to do, okay? It is very, and before you know it, you can very well just, it slides out. But try to be more conscientious with your speech, because the Five of Swords does talk about, the swords talk about communication. So just be a little bit more conscientious of your speech. And, if you, for those who had a mate that, at one point in time, you didn't really know how things are going to work out between you two, and they have actually, you see some changes in them, tell them they need to see that you recognize it. Don't resort to this type of stuff here. Don't resort to that. That's very petty. Don't resort to that. You want to, I've noticed that you've made some changes, and I'm really digging the changes. Do that. If you don't remain humble, you're going to do that. And that's what this card is telling you, that if you don't remain humble, you're going to be getting in those type of little tiffs with your mate. Oh, don't be thinking now just because you got a little bit of money that you can do whatever. I don't know, but don't do that. Y'all know what I mean. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you've got some. You're not there. You're almost there. You're almost at a 10, but you're not there yet. There's still some work there, and you got to keep pushing. Don't get too comfortable. All right. So for your spiritual, your chakra wisdom oracle card, complacency. Complacency, and it's talking about the root chakra. And I'm going to just read what it says, okay? Remember to keep yourself grounded. That's what the root chakra talks about, keeping yourself grounded, feeling secure within yourself. Complacency. It says, I am feeling the loss of my dreams. Remember I said earlier, if you don't get a good hold of with all this good energy, it could be taken away from you. You don't want to feel the loss, is how I'm interpreting. If you don't want to feel the loss of your dreams, you have to work on your feelings of complacency. Okay. So this is a warning not to give up. Beware of coasting along in a situation that is not what you really want. You will never be fulfilled by the unmet dreams of others. How can I redefine my dreams? How can I stop procrastinating? And I see this as, with this Five of Swords and this Devil card, it can be, well, I don't really see it as procrastinating, but I feel like it's not self, it's a very self-limiting. It is not doing you any good, and it's actually putting you back in a spot where that, for some of you guys, I'm not talking to all of you, but some of you know what I'm talking about. You're trying to do this one-upping thing, and want to be, I'm here and you're there. It puts you back in that, and that that's what the Devil card talks about, having a bond, or having attachments, and it puts you in that same train of thought and mindset, and you want to break away from that. You want to break the bonds of thinking that way, being so self-serving. Okay, because that's what this Five of Swords a lot of times talks about too: self-serving behavior. Don't fall back into that. Don't fall back into the place. It doesn't benefit anybody. Um, for a meditation, imagine yourself doing the very thing you desire. Can you feel the joy of participating in your dream? Look back at what you're leaving behind to live your dream. For example, how would you live with less money? When you're ready, move towards your joy. Open your eyes. What has been revealed? So this is talking about being able to live how you would like, and live the life that you envision. And you won't be able to live the life that you envision if you get complacent in this type of behavior. Okay? It's not serving anybody. Don't get out of that. Because you know what will happen is, which is so crazy, you're gonna end up just like this lady. She's going to be alone. Now the story is, this lady goes home to help. I think she cleans up or something after her parents pass away, and she notices that they have all of this money that they didn't do anything with, and she wonders why they never took the time to do anything for themselves. And that's what I feel like what this card is talking about. You know, what these cards in the second week is, don't think about yourself. Get out of thinking about yourself. Think about how your behavior and how your actions affect other people. Don't become a victim to your own behavior. That just came to me. Don't be a victim to your own behavior, even if you have done it in the past with this complacency card. Be more grounded. Be more humble. Get you some red jasper.